Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today I'm going to tell you the lecture number 3. It's again the chapter number 1, Whiz looks back. So we start our lecture with the tip of the day. So today, tip of the day is be the bright star of the dark nights. Give light, spread light, and spread smile. Just do good with everyone. So, Whiz looks back is the chapter number 1, and so today we are going to cover the page number 2 and page number 3. Here you can see the page number 3. Some computers are here, some old computer with the year when they were invented. It's history of computer searched by Whiz. In our lecture number 1, we covered the page number 2, and on the page number 2, you found the picture of tablet and with an activity, and that activity was about how can we search through the tablet, and it was an assignment to search the history of computer through your tablet. So we searched these all computers through the tablet, and here are some kinds of computers and devices. Number 1, it's an ENIAC, it's 1946, and UNIVAC, it's 1951. Transistor is a device that was developed in 1956, and then integrated circuits 1958. So here is the detail of all the computers. What is ENIAC? ENIAC, it was developed in 1946, and ENIAC stands for Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. It was the first electronic computer, means this computer was run by or through the electricity. So that's why it's called electronic computer, as we say email, e-courier, and so many words we use with the computer system related to the things and terms with the computer system, because these all things run through the electricity. So that's why it was the first electronic computer, because electricity was used in this computer. And which thing was used in to provide electricity to these computers? There were large size of vacuum tubes. Vacuum tubes were used in such computers to provide the electricity, but these tubes were so large, almost their weight was 30 ton and 200 kilowatt of electricity power at a time. Or in a single computer, almost 18,000 vacuum tubes were required. So it was really high power, high voltage, and costly computers. Nowadays you can see everyone and all the students and persons having computer at their home, and they use the computers, and they can just keep it on a table, single table, because they're smaller in size and connected with the all world. But when we talk about the old computers, especially ENIAC, it was so large computer, and the system to provide the electricity was so difficult, like through the vacuum tubes electricity was provided to these computers, and these vacuum tubes are so you can say weighted, and they consumed too much electricity, high power voltage, and 18,000 vacuum tubes were required to provide the electricity to such computers. And the next thing is the most important thing. Only a single person was unable to use such computers, because these computers were operated by so many thousands of people a single computer, if they are trying to run the single computer, they require thousands of people to run such computers, to operate these computers. So these are the characteristics of these computers. ENIAC 1946. Here you can see the picture of these computers. You can see all the main features of this system. A room was required for such computers. And here on the other side, you can see the vacuum tubes. These tubes provided electricity to the ENIAC and to run the computer, to operate the computers. So here are the pictures. The next thing is UNIVAC. It was developed in 1951, and UNIVAC stands for Universal Automatic Computers. And it was the first general purpose electronic computer and digital computer, you can say, because general purpose means this computer was used for so many purposes, not only for subtraction, calculations, or addition, like all these things. This computer was a general purpose computer, means so many companies could use these computers, like to operate the business applications, to produce the so many applications as well. Or these computers were used in the United States especially. So that's why it was called the general purpose computer, not specific for the calculation. And the most important thing, these computers are used at a commercial level. And if you just compare this computer with the ENIAC, you can see the 5,000 vacuum tubes were used in UNIVAC, and in ENIAC 18,000 tubes were used, means this computer was better than the previous version. So UNIVAC was developed in 1951. The most important feature is, here you can see, it was a general purpose computer and electronic digital computer designed for business applications, and it was produced commercially to do the commercial tasks. And this next feature is the 5,000 vacuum tubes were used in the UNIVAC. Here is a picture of UNIVAC 1951. You can see these computers are so composed, and you can see the size of these computers, and structure is better than the ENIAC. And here you can have a look. The vacuum tubes were like this. Nowadays, which thing we use in our system is our transistors and processors. Processors we use in computers is the smallest chip, but in UNIVAC and ENIAC, this tube were used, and these tubes were high voltage tubes, and they often broken down. So that's why these tubes were not successful in the past computers. Next thing is your vacuum tubes. Here is the detail of vacuum tube. Actually, only in your book you can see only the discussion about the vacuum tube. You just find the name of the vacuum tube, but if we are going to teach a subject, you should know about, and my students must know about, who invented the vacuum tubes and what was actually their work. So here is the person who invented the first vacuum tube in 1904, and he's a John Ambrose Fleming. Invented the first vacuum tube in 1904, and it was invented for the earlier computer to provide the power through electricity. But these tubes were high weighted and large in size. Actually not large, these were the larger in size. So here is the inventor, and who you can see the vacuum tubes as well. The next is transistors. You can see the pictures of the three persons here. These three persons are the founder of transistor. Actually, this transistor is the smallest device, and transistor replaced the vacuum tubes because vacuum tubes was doing the work to provide the electricity to the computer system. The same thing transistor did, but transistors were efficient and smaller in size. Transistors were used in which generation? Second generation computers. To provide the power to the computer system, they replaced bulky vacuum tubes. They were lightweighted, efficient in performance, and consumed less electricity than these heavy vacuum tubes. So these transistors were very successful in the second generation computer, and they used in all the versions these transistors. And here you can see the persons who invented this vacuum tube. You can note down their names as well. The first one is Walter Hauser Breton, and the next is William Shockley and John Bardeen. These three persons invented the transistors. The next thing, integrated circuit. And the next thing is its integrated circuit. It was developed in 1958, and these three persons developed this IC. IC actually is a smaller chip inside your computer system. Nowadays, the name of this chip is a microprocessor. We use this device to provide the electricity to our computer and to operate all the devices in a proper way. The short name of integrated circuit is IC. These ICs replaced all the bulky devices like vacuum tubes and transistors, which were used to provide the electric power to the earliest computer. And these persons invented the vacuum tubes. These persons invented the integrated circuits. The person is Masatoshi Shima, Jack Kilby, and Robert Noyce. These three persons invented the ICs to develop, it's a great development in the computer system, because in early systems we are following the same method and same devices to operate our computer, to provide the electricity and power to the computer. So ICs are the smallest and efficient chip inside the system. It was invented in the 1958. Now I am going to clear the difference between invented and development. Why I am using the word invented and development. Invented mean if you are going to create a new thing by using your mind, by using your thoughts and skills. This is called invention, and you are the inventor. Discovering mean the thing was present there and you are going to search it and you're going to change something in it. So this is the difference between invention and discovering things. Here is a special note for all the students and parents. Actually, question and answers will be explained after the completion of the chapter, because I am going to make the separate question bank and test schedule as well. I'm going to give you the daily test schedule, but it will take a week almost. So this is a special note. Question and answer will be explained after the completion of the chapter. Always activities will be solved in the separate lecture, and I have done it for you. I have done all the activities in your book. So wait for the review of the chapter number 1 is coming lecture. Actually, after completing the chapter, I'll give you the whole review of the chapter, what we have learned from this chapter, what difficult words were there, and the meanings and description of all these words. Thank you so much. If you have any question, any query, any suggestion, you can mail us on oxfordlearning2020@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share my video. Thank you.